Good evening. Otago conservationists have lost the first round of their fight to save a favourite forest near Berwick. They raised $50,000 to halt the logging of large silver birch trees, but the farmer who owns the land has refused to stop selective logging. Kim Haring reports.
The forest is here at the mouth of the Waipori Valley, and the $50,000 was raised to give to the landowner if he would leave the trees standing. The money was to compensate him for profits he might have made from logging. The landowner, Peter Coford, who lives here, has refused the offer and continues to selectively log the silver beech trees. Mr. Coford refused to make any comment to the South Tonight, but the conservationists still believe the forest is too valuable to lose.
It's very visible from State Highway 1 and all over the Torrey Plain really. But secondly, as a corridor for wildlife from one reserve through to the other reserve. And it gives us a continuum of soil types and vegetation types, the whole range of ecology of that area.
Last year, a group of Mornington school pupils adopted this area as their pet forest. They raised $500 towards the project. Today, they were upset at the news that their efforts had failed.
Like you'd do anything short of killing yourself to stop it.
It's a bit drastic, isn't it?
No. Being a bit smart to that man to tell him not to do it.
Because how would you like to be the trees that have been cut down?
And the birds that they're losing their homes.
How would you feel if your home was being cut down and you were one of the birds?
They can't move next door because that forest is already full.
The conservationists are at a loss as to what to do next. Mr. Coford has indicated he would sell the property, but it would cost up to $750,000, and that seems well out of their reach.
The Queenstown Lakes District Council has called off a $3 million extension to its Queenstown offices after a petition by 1,200 residents called for a ratepayers poll on the issue. The extensions were all set to go 3 weeks ago, but after a special meeting today, the council decided to commission a Wellington planner to report on other options. Amidst community protest about the closure of the Ranfurly Post Office, the local Lions Club has found its own way of protesting. It's refusing to promote New Zealand Post's health stamp campaign this year. However, they're not depriving the nearby health camp at Roxburgh of its share of stamp proceeds. They've sent a donation of $250. Dunedin Police are set to make a move back into the suburbs. From the beginning of next week, the South Dunedin station will be fully staffed with a police team there concentrating solely on that part of the city. John McDermott was at today's team briefing.
It's just on 20 years since this building in McAndrew Road last served as a fully fledged police station. Now the clock's been turned back, and from Monday, a sergeant and 6 constables will begin a 24-hour, 7-day police operation. All 7 are volunteers, chosen partly because they themselves live among the 32,000 residents of the patch. It's a form of policing recognised worldwide.
In Japan, with its teeming millions, they have little police stations every few blocks, and the people live in those areas, work in those areas, and sort of know everything which is going on. They still have their major central stations, but most of the work that is done is out in the community.
At today's briefing, the emphasis was on the personal touch. It'll be the role of these people to get to know and become known by South Dunedinites. Their priority as they move around the area will be to attend to whatever problems most disturb the local community. It's what policing used to be. New policy means it will also be part of the future.
We are developing a new model of policing for the 1990s and into the next century, and this new model involves using some of the old methods of having decentralised police, but also updating our patrol systems, prioritising our responses to various types of jobs, and using our resources where we get the best value.
The South Dunedin move is regarded as a trial for the city. If, as expected, it works out, a similar station will be set up in North Dunedin. Invercargill's thought to be too small for full suburban stations, although the city's first community constables soon to begin work in the central business area.
A small but noisy revolution is taking place in workout gyms all over the country. Painful lower leg injuries have led to a new form of aerobic class, which has only recently made it to Dunedin. Kim Herring reports the demand here indicates a growing need for safe exercise.
2 things to think about: stomach in, backside held tight. Make sure you're rolling the foot.
There's nothing in this country to stop a person walking off the street, setting up as an aerobic instructor, raking in the money and leaving a trail of injury. And even these people who are trained are only as good as the most up-to-date information they have. 5 to 10 years ago, aerobics was being defended as a safe, enjoyable way to get fit. Now that's been proved a fallacy for many people.
Lower limb injuries, particularly to the ankle and to the lower leg. That is shin splints and Achilles tendon problems and problems with the feet.
Dunedin, sometime behind the rest of the country, has now discovered low-impact aerobics. The demand has been enough for the existing fitness centre, Les Mills, to provide 4 sessions a week, and for a new aerobics workshop to start classes, and shortly a training school for the instructors.
It's extremely important because we all want to be exercising for 10 or 20 years, for the rest of our lives really. So we want to make sure that we're working safely. So if we do high impact aerobics 5 times a week, we're probably going to become injured in some way over a period of time.
Low impact is a form of exercising which does not jar the body, especially the lower leg.
Okay, with low impact aerobics, one foot is always on the ground. As you can see with mine, both of mine are coming off at one point.
The new way of exercising has the sanction of local doctors and the Sports Medicine Federation.
I think for a number of years all doctors and physiotherapists that have been associated with sports medicine have found an enormous number of injuries as a result of high impact aerobics. And this low impact has very good biomechanical and scientific base, and you don't need to do all the high impact, you get the cardiovascular response. I think it's great.
Is high impact a thing of the past then?
I would say that it is, and I think at long last it's here in Dunedin, and Dunedin fitness centres are moving with the times.
Wayne Morris still has one major reservation about aerobics classes in this country, that there's no code of practice. The New Zealand Fitness Accreditation Council is attempting to bring in a system of certification, but he says that's still a couple of years away.
Smile! Your turn! And he looks like he's just loving it. Have a pleasant evening. We'll be back tomorrow night. Good night.